Welcome back, pieces of garbage, to Flotsam. It's been a while. So, for the start, I used to get the shotgunners killed by the pinkies, but at some point, this start is extremely annoying. The first, 8 minutes of this map just really started to get on my nerves, so I just stopped caring. You get a Megasphere in the next fight anyway, so it's really not a big deal. Grab the ammo, kill those two chain gunners and grab the Megasphere, and then try and make some space in this little corner here, because this is where we're going to be spending basically the entire fight. I don't really want to be in the open area because I'm much more open to just a lot more projectiles, and also there's a bunch of manks, and you guys know that just dodging manks while trying to focus on other stuff, the manks are just so unpredictable while you're trying to focus on other stuff. It's impossible to dodge everything, so I don't really care how much damage I take. I'm just gonna sit in this little part of the arena and kill things from here. You get 2 boxes of shells, so there's plenty of stuff to kill them all. And then once everything's dead, you can start focusing on the manks. There's 3 manks in total. 2 on the stairs here, and then 1 sniper in the green thing. This guy I kill with chain gun since he's a little out of range for the SSG, but that's okay. Sometimes you can get out of this fight with a lot less damage taken, and that's really nice when that happens. Press the switch and ride down the lift. Now for this fun fight, I never actually really take too much damage in this fight, surprisingly, considering it's 2 Hell Knights, 2 Revs, in a very, very small space. But usually, one of the Hell Knights infights with one of the Revs. Just kill one of the Revs as quick as you can, and then you can get a foothold. And then kill this Archvile. And we're going to come out with 50 shells, since I don't plan to come back here. But if you are running low on shells in this next fight, you can definitely go down there for a bit more. There's way more than you really need. So for this part, grab the plasma and drop down, and then focus those 2 Archviles. And try not to hit the Spider Demon if possible, because this Spider Demon is really annoying, but you don't have the ammo to deal with her, so just make her infight with as much stuff as you can. This entire fight here is basically just infighting based, and I just use Berserk to kill weak enemies that are just annoying. The main thing you want is the Spider Demon to be infighting with the Cyber Demon, because then the Cyber will get really weakened, and the Spider... Actually, no. Usually the Spider actually wins against the Cyber, but the Spider will be super weak. Like, only a few SSG shots. But sometimes you can get really unlucky with the infighting, and it can just take forever. And sometimes the Spider Demon gets stuck in some imps, and yeah, this... Just getting the infighting going in this fight is extremely annoying, in my opinion. But you need the ammo for the other fights. This start is kind of tight on ammo, but later on into the map, like the second half I would say, it gets much more plentiful, and you really don't have to worry about infighting whatsoever. But yeah, thankfully they behave this time. Sometimes it can take just ages to get the infighting going. But once the Cyber's dead, you really don't need a use for the Spider Demon anymore, so you can just kill her. Punch out the rest of the small enemies. The enemies teleporting down are actually enemies that come from, that go towards the plasma. There's a teleport line for the monsters there that teleports them down below. Where I'm grabbing those cells there, that's where the teleport line is. The Cyber is too fat to walk over the line, so that's why he doesn't teleport down. But yeah, just making him infight with the Barons. In the meantime, I can grab the rocket launcher, pre-fire a rocket, and of course the Baron had to step in the way, and I ate a zap for it. It was just out of impatience. I should have waited for the Barons to finish infighting, but it's whatever. As you can see, we got a Megasphere. Anyways. And that's another point. Try to save the Megasphere for as long as possible. Because the next fight, you do not get much health for it, and it's a pretty tough fight. I also like to make the Cybers infight the Manx, but I guess he did that already. Getting him to infight the Manx is kind of annoying because you gotta get him close to the ledge. But he usually takes care of them pretty quickly. Ran out of shells. There's more where the Mancubi were. Hit the switch, cross the platforms to get to the next fight, and get yourself your BFG. So what I do here, 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, just to kill all the small enemies, turn around and focus on the Mank. There was 1 Pinky left, and of course I had to face rocket on him. Kind of unfortunate. Because later on into this fight, once you rocket a bit of stuff and the enemies start getting kind of close, I BFG my way through a bunch of stuff, and now I'm just taking a bunch of unnecessary damage. Huge damage rolls as well. But yeah, I use a maximum of 5 BFG shots. You can use a 6th, but it's not recommended. And once you use those 5 BFG shots, that's when I switch over and just finish off everything with rockets. Now for the next fight, grab the blue key and drop down into that little area where the cells are, and then I just rocket one side of these guys. The opposite side, if the enemies go forward, there is another teleport line that teleports them off to the side there, off to the left side, where the Cyber was infighting everything. Kind of annoying if they teleport, but it's no big deal. The Revenant missiles are surprisingly hard to dodge in this area, but that's because I'm bad at the game, so nothing you can do about that. Skill issue. Some more shells where the enemies were, in case you need a refill. You also get a backpack in this BFG fight, forgot to mention, which is nice. Now for this next fight, so what I do, go to the very end of the arena and trigger the walkover line, and then go to the very back. This Archvile is like right on a... If you try and kill him... How do I explain this? You have to hit him from an angle, because auto-aim just really likes to just not cooperate. But I found that if you hit him from an angle... I don't think it's block map, but if you hit him from an angle, auto-aim just obeys more. And you can kill the Archvile faster. You want to kill him as fast as you can, so you can start rocketing stuff on this side before they start getting through. You also want to be focusing on the... Just take a little peek at the right side every once in a while, because enemies can go through that side as well. But as long as you stick to the left side, most enemies will come through this way. And yeah, this is why I saved ammo, because I'm out of rockets, running a little low on shells, and I do want cells for future fights. And by the way, the only purpose of the blue key card, is so you can go back if you want to. Now for this next fight, back up, and use 2 BFG shots to kill the Pinkies and that Archvile, and then just use BFG to kill the Baron and the Revs that teleport in. And now, just use even more BFG to clear out anything that's in this little area here. Most of the time the Revenants infight with the Cyber, but if you want to, you can back up and rocket them down as well. I want this open area completely clear of enemies before I two-shot the cyber. There's also some stim packs where the switch is if you need to heal up. .500 cells means that I can use 5 BFG shots on the sniper revs and imps, which is nice. Sometimes you come out with a lot less. I just use cells until I'm at 300 because we're about to pick up 3 more cell packs in the corner here, so we can have 600 for the next fight. Bit of a weird progression with the switches. Pre-fire BFG shot to kill the Manx instantly, and then just BFG, spam BFG against the revs and the cacos and everything really. This is where the map pretty much gets pretty plentiful on ammo. You really don't have to worry about cells whatsoever anymore. I use 1 BFG shot on these pinkies. The trigger is right before the Megasphere, so I don't grab the Megasphere, I just walk in front of it, just trigger the fight. Now I just camp in this little area here, let all the pinkies come to me. And since baiting the pinky AI to come to you can sometimes take a while, in the meantime you can rocket down some sniper revs. Of course, I dodged too late. There's also a sniper Mank who in-fought with a ton of the Cacodemons, got absolutely destroyed. And then you can focus down those Cacos. Just use whatever you want. Rockets, chain gun, your choice. Didn't hear that pinky come up beside me. But yeah, this is basically like your little safe space in the fight. And now, go back out. There's a Archvile there. Just use a BFG shot on him, or 2 if he doesn't die in 1. And then just BFG the rest of the Hell Knights. Now for the next part with the rockets, go in and back up again, and then spam rockets against those pinkies. And I like to rocket just the very corner of that Archvile so he doesn't target me, but I can still rocket him safely without having projectiles being thrown at me either. Hitting that switch opens up some progression for later. You can actually do this next fight whatever you want, but just BFG the Archvile, and then this Cyber here. What I like to do is, if he gets hit by imp projectiles, that's pretty nice because I can get a close-up shot basically for free, but sometimes he just walks forward and I have to two-shot him normally, which I'm also fine with. The infighting really isn't that needed. It's just nice if he decides to infight. Like there, he's infighting with the imps and I can get a nice 2 nice point blanks on him. And then finish off the rest of the imps. Go back for rockets if you need them. And then, you might have seen him already, this random stuck Mank. I don't know what the heck he's stuck on, but you can just punch him out. Use 2 BFG shots on these Archviles. Had to use an extra one, but that's okay. Again, plenty of cells. Efficiency is not of the highest priority in this fight. Now for this next part, I wake up each of the chain gunners. Whenever they wake up, they teleport down. I chain gun those first two because I actually rocketed my face at one point trying to kill, because auto aim was being janky, and I rocketed my face trying to kill those first two chain gunners. So you can actually just rocket those last two, but when they wake up they teleport down, so just kill them before they can teleport. Now this next part, Occuplock fans might recognize this one. BFG the revs right off the bat, and then just use rockets against the rest of the imps. Not a bad fight whatsoever. Try not to grab the Megasphere. It is surprisingly easy to forget about that Megasphere and accidentally run over it. Now the next part, 2 cybers. This first one, usually I don't go in for a point blank when he's that far away, because that is really scary. Wait for him to get a bit closer. And in this corner, the second cyber can't see you either. But yeah, I 2-shot that first guy, and then I can just spam down this second guy from outside. You can honestly probably just spam down both of them. It's a lot safer, but I don't know, style points. Hitting the switch lets you leave. I grab rockets there. I always forget to grab those rockets. This is like, I think the first time I actually remembered to. Riding up the lift, random chain gunner. Now we can move on to the second hardest fight in the map, in my opinion. So what I do here is I trigger the line to lower the lifts. There's another line even further forward, and watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch to BFG. 1, 2, 3. Fire another one as you back up. Kill the revs. Fire another one as you back up. Kill the Hell Knights. I actually used one more BFG shot than I wanted to against these Hell Knights. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you can focus those Archviles. If I get to the Barons right as the door opens, I use 7 BFG shots, but since it was already open, I decided to use 6, and I got the timing down perfectly, thankfully. You can get these Archviles killed right as they open up. You can definitely survive this fight if you leave them, if you open up the thing as you're still focusing like Barons or something, and then yeah, the line even further forward. Normally you'd have to deal with these guys while doing this entire fight, but yeah, you can actually trigger each line separately. Now this next part, pre-fire BFG against that wall to try and kill the spider instantly, but then he didn't die. She didn't die, my apologies, instantly, but that's really okay. There's no real need to kill the spider demon right off the bat. It's just, she's just a minor annoyance, minor inconvenience, because you can just spam down these revs with rockets from this hallway. But as long as you kill the Archvile, the chain gunners, and the cyber demon right off the bat, then everything should be fine. And yeah, that spider demon was only a few pellets away with the SSG from dying. Charge up your BFG for the spider demon, and again, I'm just using all the cells I really want. I'm backing up because hidden switch in the wall that lowers the wall and reveals a lift, which takes you to a pack of 600 cells and a bunch of health bonuses, but the cells are what really matter. And actually, fun fact, no one has pointed this out. This is another, like, little flotsam Easter egg. On that pillar, there's an invuln. I only realized that when I checked the editor, and I haven't seen anyone else point that out, but yeah, it's an invuln that you just cannot reach, so rest in peace 100% items. Now, this next part, going up the stairs triggers the next wave. I pre-fire some BFG to kill the pain elementals right off the bat, for obvious reasons, and then retreat back into the hallway to spam rockets at these revs. It might actually be more worth pre-firing to kill the revs instead of the pain elementals, because they can easily swarm you, actually. There's quite a lot of them, and it can be overwhelming if you get unlucky. But yeah, some of them stay in that little place where the spider demon is. They get stuck there, so you gotta peek around, kill the rest of them. Not a big deal. Then just rocket down the rest of the Hell Knights, the Arachnotron in the back, and any Hell Knights that are on the other side as well. Sometimes they are, but they actually manage to get killed. Not sure how, but I'll take it. There's another Arachnotron way in the back here. And now this part is kind of unfortunate. There's no real efficient way to kill these revs here, so I just SSG down all of them, which is a little tedious, but it's gotta be done. I guess you could use BFG if you wanted to, since again there's a lot of cells. There's even more cells at the up the lift if you want them. So you could use BFG here if you wanted to, but I didn't want to risk it, because running out of ammo in the next part can be fatal. I want ammo easily available to me. I mean, this doesn't really take too long, thankfully. And I'm being careful because I'm checking for any other chain gunners. Sneaky chain gunners. Thankfully they killed themselves for the most part, but there's only one left. He can shoot you in the back while you take care of these revs, so that's why I checked. Now the next part, filling up on shells. BFG the pain elemental right away, because I hate pain elementals, and then just BFG the wall and use the tracers, basically. You'll work away at the archviles slowly but surely, but again, you got plenty of cells. And even when you kill a good amount of them, if you run out, you can just back up. Those 2 cell packs are actually 3 cell packs on top of each other, so a nice 600 cells. When they start getting low on their numbers, the archviles, you can just rush in with BFG. Most of the time they'll be busy resurrecting pinkies anyways, and then kill these 3 pain elementals here, who exist. And I actually managed to save the Megasphere for the next part, which is really nice, because this next fight, it can be very scary. So for this part, back into the corner, pre-fire 1 shot, and then rush out with another, and then back up and kill these 2 archviles as soon as you can, then run out, kill the rest of the revs, and BFG spam down these 2 cybers. One cyber actually managed to make his way up the stairs, which actually happens more frequently than you would think. It's actually kind of nice, because he won't walk towards you, and it's just less scary, basically. But no, of course, you still have to deal with his rockets, so definitely pay attention to him. But yeah, taking out those archviles early on frees up a lot of space in this arena. And you want to kill them before the cyber demons start approaching you, so you are under pressure while killing them. And I can actually save this Megasphere too, since I took barely any damage in this. Now for this next part, use 1 BFG shot, 2 BFG shots. I tried saving a third, but I took a ton of damage, but that's not a big deal. I got the Megasphere outside, Usually I use 3 BFG shots. Like, if you don't have that spare mega outside, definitely use 3 BFG shots. You'll take way less damage. There will be just not as much stuff in this arena. So yeah, 3 BFG shots definitely recommended over just using 2. But I wanted to save some cells since this finale can actually get kind of tight on cells. So the first thing I do, instead of hitting the switch, just approach it, because there's a line in front of it that spawns in a mank and a few sniper revs. I just get them out of the way first, since they can be annoying. They're not a huge deal, but I just the less stuff the better, basically, in this finale, since this finale is probably the hardest fight in the map. Auto aim being a little hard to work with. Now hit the switch, fire some rockets, kill a few pain elementals. I usually only kill like 3, but if you can kill 4, that's nice. Then rush behind the spider demon and let her infight the pinkies and revs for a bit. But eventually, BFG her down, and then just spam some BFG on these revs. Grab the Megasphere, no matter what health you're at, because that's basically going to be unreachable at a certain point in the fight. Work your way behind and finish off all those pain elementals and cacos and any arachnotrons that teleport in. And now the main threat of the fight, the 4 cybers. Their rockets are really hard to keep track of, and by this point you're not going to have very many cells to work with. There's a pack of 600 that I took 2 of the 6 cell packs at the very top where the switch is. So you do have 600 cells up there to kill these cybers, but if you want more, you'll have to go back towards the end of the arena. And I was just scared. I was really worried that I was going to eat a rocket from behind if I went for those cells, so I decided not to and just SSG them down. Be safe. And then for this final part, just go in the little corner there, kill that Archvile, BFG down all the rest of the pinkies. Having 600 cells for this is pretty nice. I can just BFG down all the rest of the enemies. 5 remaining enemies. It's 3 Archviles and this chain gunner. I decided to just BFG the wall and kill him with tracers. That chain gunner respawns once for some reason. And then the rest of the dudes, just 3 sniper Archviles, and that is it. That is Rage Against the Latrine. Map 9. So yeah, super fun map, I gotta say. I will admit that the start, like the first 8 minutes of the map, I said this already, but it can just be infuriating. I really dislike getting infighting going for just getting infighting going for any fight, really, is just not my cup of tea. And having to do that the first 8 minutes of the map over and over and over and over just got infuriating. So it got on my nerves. That's the only part of the map I would say I dislike, though. It did really hurt when I died late into the map. Like, I had a few deaths with the lowering wall fight with the Archvile wave. I had maybe 2 or 3 deaths there. I had a death to the finale. That hurt a lot. But yeah, other than that, most of my deaths were just to the start and stuff. But it just is infuriating to die late into the map, especially since this map is 30 minutes. Like, holy moly. My time here was actually quite a bit faster than my predicted time. It usually takes me like 30 minutes plus. So yeah, thankful for that. But in general, this map is really cool, really beautiful. And of course, the MIDI is probably the highlight of Flotsam, in my opinion. It's really good MIDI. Some people think it's annoying. I don't know why, but whatever. To each their own. Yeah, again, cool map. And I think that's gonna do it for me. Thank you so very much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. And before I go, actually, I apologize for not uploading for over a week. I have been trying to make this video for the past week. I've not had the time, but yeah, things should be looking better in terms of my schedule. So hopefully, should be putting out some more flotsam videos, but no promises. I don't know. And it doesn't matter. Yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good one.